Hey guys, it's Yolanda. So I feel like it has been forever since I have posted a video on my channel featuring a clean and easy, because I am all about clean, easy, and quick recipe for you guys to try for dinner. I'm gonna be making stuffed peppers. First, we obviously need peppers. I like these colorful ones just because I think that healthy food is usually always on the colorful side. You could go for just opt for one of these colors of these sweet peppers, but I like the idea of having a multitude of colors. I'm gonna throw in some meat. You could use a lean ground turkey, you could use lean ground beef, ground chicken if you wanted. I am gonna add some quinoa. So this is a healthy carb. Will kind of just be a filler. This is going to be a super hearty and full meal consisting of good protein, good vegetable, and a healthy carb. And actually we have a couple carbs, and I'll get into that here in a second. I'm going to use some organic tomato sauce just to kind of have it be a little liquidy, and as well as these diced tomatoes. I will not drain these tomatoes when I add them into my ground turkey mixture because I want that moisture for my peppers. And then talking about healthier carbs, I count beans as a carb based on the plan that I use, and I also count corn as a carb. But for anyone that might be curious, I would use this whole can of the tomatoes. I will use the whole can of sauce. And then as far as the corn, I would probably only use maybe a quarter to a half cup of corn, and then same thing with the beans. And then as far as the quinoa that I'm gonna add, is kind of just my stuffer. I'm gonna cook it as directed on here. Like I said, I made this recipe the other night, so I do have some left over, and I can show you guys so you have an idea of how much I used. I still have like a good bit, you can see, I still have a good bit of black beans, I still have a good bit of corn, and I had a lot of quinoa. And my quinoa, I literally just cooked it based on the package, 1 cup of quinoa. So you can see it made so much. And I didn't use all this when I made this the other day. And literally I just used 3 peppers like this. Now, I am also gonna add cheese to this because not even that I'm a cheese lover, but I feel like stuffed peppers are just supposed to have cheese. So use a cheese of your choice. I'm gonna be using this shredded Monterey Jack cheese. I know that a lot of people will say, oh, well, cheese is bad, but I don't necessarily believe in cutting out anything in your healthier diet. And I hate using that word diet because in my opinion it's a lifestyle. So I will have this cheese in moderation, and I think that that's why the girls in my groups have been so successful, because we're not cutting out any one thing in our food patterns, we're just portion controlling, and so that is huge. And so I use those little colorful containers. Alright, so in case you're wondering what I'm going to add into my meat, I'm going to use some garlic powder. I never measure, you guys, so don't ask me for specifics. Onion powder, because I don't feel like chopping. Some chili powder. And some cumin, whatever. And then with this Himalayan pink salt, it's amazing. So I'm just going to start by browning up my turkey meat. I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. I'm not going to measure an eyeball. So I'm going to let that heat, get this browned up. Again, if you were cooking all this from square one, you would want to have your quinoa going. You want to make sure that your oven is set, which I'm going to do that now. I'm going to heat these at 400. Just so, because I'm just going to do this really quick. This is such an easy meal. While my turkey is browning up, I'm going to wash off my peppers, get them chopped up, and get the ribs scooped out of them. So, alright, so if you guys have been following me for a little bit, you know I live in the land of working smarter, not harder. So I'm going to put these peppers in a glass Pyrex. I love Pyrex, it's like my favorite thing. But I'm going to line this with non-stick aluminum foil so that it makes for really simple and easy cleanup. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this as a base, just because I want the peppers as they're baking to have something to like, kind of like, I guess, steam them. I don't know, you guys, I'm not a chef, but that's what I'm gonna do. So someone's gonna wanna know, how much water do you put in there? Literally, like, I'm not like gonna add even probably 1/4 of a cup even, if that. And I am gonna go ahead and get these peppers chopped up. So I got my peppers all scooped out, ready to go. Aren't they so pretty and colorful? So if I had to, while my turkey is still browning up, which it's almost probably time to get flipped, I would go ahead and rinse out the corn and rinse the beans and get them measured out. And again, I don't have to do that because I already had that stuff from a previous prep early in the week. And then the same with the quinoa. Like, your quinoa would be finishing up probably about now or somewhere close to it if I had to start and make all this stuff at square one. My ground turkey is all ground. I'm gonna pour these diced tomatoes over top of it. I'm not gonna drain them, as I mentioned before. And then I'm gonna go ahead, add my quinoa in, add my corn, and add my black beans to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, pour these in. Doesn't somebody wanna come hold my camera for me?
Pretty buff, dude.
All right, there you have it. See, look at that. Boom. Got my grown man child right here. Babe, how does it smell in here?
It smells really good.
So just stir this around. I am gonna add a little of the sauce to this only because it looks not as moist. I hate that word. But it looks not as moist as I would like for it to look. So we'll open this puppy up real quick. And again, I'm not gonna measure this because ultimately I'm gonna be pouring this over top once I get everything kind of set in there. So I don't know, probably use 1/4 of a cup for anyone that needs a measurement. I'm actually gonna let this simmer for just a little bit, only because some of that stuff was in the refrigerator. So I want to make sure that everything is kind of heated all the way throughout. I am gonna get this scooped into my peppers. I will end up having like leftover turkey. And so what I'll do with that mixture is I will line it on the aluminum foil underneath. And so that will also give the peppers some extra moisture to cook. So I don't like my peppers too soft, by the way. I like them to have a bit of a crunch to them. So I would say I'll bake these for probably about a half an hour or so. And that last like 10 minutes or so, I will add my cheese and get it all melted. All right, guys, look how cute and pretty that is. See that I have some extra mixture, so I've got some extra peppers that I may go ahead and split in half and stuff those with. Or if you didn't have enough peppers and you still had extra, like the extra filling, what you could do is just go ahead and scoop it over here into the bottom. And then that way you have some extra meat and some extra juice. All right, so I'm gonna take the rest of that tomato sauce and pour it over top of the peppers, and no rhyme or reason, doesn't matter, just pour it over top. And then I will put a little bit kind of like in the aluminum foil portion of it, because again, I am using non-stick, so the sauce is not gonna stick to that foil. All right, so these are all sauced up. I will use some foil to cover this because I want to trap in all the moisture so that those peppers get softer. Again, I will not get them super soggy because I like for them to have a little bit of crunch. So I'm going to throw these in probably for about half an hour or so. And then that last like 5 to 7 minutes of cooking, I will throw on my cheese, uncover the peppers. So while those pups are cooking, you can be doing your kitchen cleanup. Or if you have children, you probably could task them to do that. But but I don't have kids, so it looks like I'm gonna be the one doing all that. All right, so these peppers are getting nice and tender, so I am going to throw some cheese on top and let them finish cooking uncovered for like another 7 to 10 minutes. So as I had mentioned earlier, like, I think it's okay to eat food, you just have to portion control it. So based on the system of eating that I use, I can add healthy fats, cheese being one of them, as long as I'm using it in the correct portions. So I will fill up one of these little blue containers and dump the cheese into it. So I am gonna load this up. And actually you'll be surprised to see, like, in, I think, like, cheese to pepper ratio, that it's a good amount of cheese that's actually gonna go on top. Alright, so I've got cheese topping all these. I'm going to throw this back into the oven uncovered, again for like 5 to 7 minutes, and we'll be ready to scoop this up on a plate. How awesome do these look? Amazing. So I'm gonna get these all plated up. So I've got this all plated up. There's 4 of us eating. My plates look really pretty. I'm kind of proud of them. I am pretty sure that the boys are gonna like it. Yeah. Something that I've never been able to do, because usually I've just been in my bachelorette pad and cooking for myself, but I actually have real life reviews from the members of the squad. So I'm gonna have everyone pop one, and they're gonna tell me what they thought of my clean and easy. Alright, so there you have it, my first real live reviews, all high rating. Quick and easy, hearty meal, literally that you can throw on a plate. It's all packed, it's ready to go. It's clean, it's healthy, it's got carbs in it, but they are healthy carbs. So that's that. Thanks y'all, I'll see you later.